Welcome back to another episode of Awakening Women's Wisdom, the podcast where we have conversations with women of diverse backgrounds to hear how they weave conscious grace, which is kindness, thoughtfulness, and compassion into their daily life, and also to glean a little bit of wisdom that they've learned along the way. I'm Rebecca.
Hi, and I'm Laurine. Welcome back to our little podcast. I'm very excited. So happy to have someone in our studio today, someone who's very dear to me, someone who's very much on my mind and in my heart all the time. And if we're ever lucky in life, we have an opportunity to meet someone that you just make a connection. And from day one, I remember this woman very clearly standing in a burgundy velour warm-up suit in the very cold, rainy March in Asheville, North Carolina, 2011, with her beautiful, sultry voice. My name is Fatima. And I think a soul connection was made right there. And we've had a lot of fun along the way and trying to connect from different parts of the world. And I'm just thrilled to death to introduce my friend, Fatima Nakjavanpur. And please, dear one, say hello and tell us something about yourself.
Hi. Oh, thank you for this lovely introduction. It took me back to 2011 and all the beautiful memories. Thank you for your invitation, Rebecca and Laurine. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me in to be part of this beautiful journey you're on. And well, let's see what comes up today, and let's share and have a beautiful conversation. I would love that.
So what part of the world are you in now? Because you are a world traveler.
Oh, yeah, I am. No, I am based in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, and that's where I am now. So a bit far, far away from where you guys are, but yeah, that's where I live.
Wonderful. Yeah. And tell us what you do.
Okay, to tell you a little bit about myself, I am originally from Iran. And that's a big part of my identity. And yet I left Iran as a child. I left Iran when I was very young, at the age of 9. And I've been living internationally since then. So Dubai is my base, but I have lived in different parts of the world. And whenever I'm asked about to introduce myself, it's always the being part and the doing part that I learned along the way. So there are many things I do. And if I want to start with the being part, I want to say I'm a student of life and lover of life. I never stop learning. I'm always feeling I'm a student and a beginner almost, and also a lover of life. I just love life. I'm so passionate about being alive. I feel very blessed, and I just love to explore what's there and what's possible for any of us. So that's the being part, and the doing part. It's quite a long story, but what I can say briefly is that um, I was recently called by one of my clients as a corporate whisperer, which I actually liked. And I said, "Oh, okay, that makes sense because I do. I've been working in the field of corporate development, human-centered leadership. That's what I focus on. I do coaching, I do facilitation and trainings, and I work with teams and board levels and individuals at the same time, but mainly in corporate. And I always believe what I do is more than just a trainer or facilitator, that doing the um, routine kind of training and um, working with people on the surface level. And I don't mean all trainers do that. Uh, what I understand is that this is the perception of some people when we say we are corporate trainers. We believe we just have a book in our hand, we just go there and deliver something. I believe this is something much bigger than that. It's about the depths of humanity, their relationship, their cultures, the dynamic that happens in those relationships. And it's a beautiful work to do. It takes a lot of me because corporate world is an intense world. And I come from corporate world. I spent about 20 years in corporate world myself. And then maybe later on, I can share what led me to this field of human development and self-discovery. And so for the past 17 years, I've been doing this. I work with corporates and I whisper consciousness in them while I can. I think that's
Nice.
what I do.
That's
Yes.
beautiful. That's beautiful. And all the years that I've known you, you are a person I can say that you how they say that you walk your talk. You walk your
Hmm.
talk. If you know what I mean, it's you are true to what you say and who you are.
Yeah, that
Absolutely.
means a lot. Yeah, because authenticity is really important to me, and I work a lot with leaders on authentic leadership as well. How to really walk the talk, exactly as you say. So thank you. I take that. That's beautiful.
I think it takes exceptional people who can bridge the doing and the being. And it sounds like you found a beautiful balance for that.
At least I have the awareness.
Yes.
I'm not sure if the balance is always there, but I have the awareness and I'm conscious of it. And
Yeah.
um, yeah, there's so much about authenticity I can talk about, but just let's go with your questions and see what comes. Yes.
That's beautiful. So I do have a question because of the way you're so honest and so authentic. How has your relationship with yourself evolved over time?
Ooh, how much time we have?
A little. A little.
So this has started from, I can almost say, not having a relationship with myself. I didn't even know what it means back then. And the whole thing is started, and that links a little to the authenticity I was talking about, but it's very relevant to this question because um, this is back in 2008 or 2007 when we had a we had kind of an argument with a very close friend, and then she really took it to the next level and she sent me an email. In It was quite a nasty email, and in that email she said things about me that it was almost accusing me of things that I'm not, that you are like that and you're this and you do this. And when I finished reading that email, all I remember was uh, none of this is me. It's absolutely not me, and I know it's not me. But what is going on that I'm perceived that way, or I'm not seen that way, or uh, what have I done or not done uh, that this person sees me in a complete different light, uh, and it was very hurtful. And I really believe that started this my journey of self discovery. Like, okay, if I'm not this, what am I? And I really didn't have a proper answer to that back then. I couldn't define who I am and what I am, and I just could say what I'm not. And that started the whole journey of self-discovery and self-development. And through that, of course, I got to know more of myself, self-awareness, going inside that internal awareness that I never had. And that started my relationship with myself. It was a very, very long journey. I can say I'm still on it, uh, but I'm in a good ground right now. And um, I can say that I have good knowledge of who I am, where I'm standing, what is important for me, what's not. And I have a peaceful relationship with myself.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, I think anybody who can have a starting point of self-discovery, it doesn't matter where it is, but it's interesting for you that it began with, well, I know what I'm not.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
really,
That was
really
it.
profound. So in this evolution, is there some facet of wisdom or knowledge about yourself or life that you feel you're still in the process of learning? You said it is like an evolution and we keep growing and learning. Is there some facet of that you're working on now?
Many facets, more than one.
Good. Share.
And the one that still takes my a lot of my time and maybe my attention, and I'm also very eager to learn more and more about it, was and is the concept of wholeness. That how we are whole.
Nice.
And that it took me a long time to understand what it means. I would say in the past, yes, of course we are whole, but for me, whole was like that perfect whole. And now my understanding is that there is all the broken pieces and all the not broken pieces and everything that comes together and makes us who we are. And being part of a whole in the sense of the universe and being part of a bigger picture of life, this wholeness is something that is a big point of my curiosity. And although I've learned a lot about it, I keep on learning and it's evolving with time.
Bravo.
Yeah.
I love that.
You know, it's interesting. Like our teachers show up in life in so many different ways, and that person who's cruel to you and sent you that email inspired a lot.
Yes.
Unfortunately, through the cruelty. So let's take a look at the other side. What's the best advice you've ever received?
The best advice I've ever received. I did a training along the way that I did a lot of trainings. I did one of the longer trainings I did was with Native Americans to learn about their culture and their wisdom. And one of the teachings that came across that really changed me forever was, and it came as an advice, but it really was that aha moment for me, that when our teacher told me, you are not the daughter of your parents, you're the daughter of Mother Life. And I was like, oh wow, this is huge.
Yes.
And she said, if you look at it that way, if you look at yourself that, and this reduces your expectations from even your family, your parents, and people around you, and it's Mother Life who's mothering you. So I think that moment really shifted everything in terms of expectation, in terms of even some kind of victimhood that I had in me completely shifted. And I took responsibility for my own life. So it came as an advice and a great, great teaching that I always remember.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I remember that training that you took. You did that for years.
Yeah, it was 2 years and something.
Right. Profound.
Yeah.
Profound.
It was beautiful. Yeah.
There are a lot of those wisdom, very profound wisdom pieces that come from indigenous cultures. I love that. That is beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
From that profound space and thinking about Mother Earth, what are some practices that you have that keep you grounded?
Interesting enough, when I need groundedness, I really need to touch the ground with my bare feet. So whatever it is, it involves touching the ground. So fortunately, I live by the beach. I can walk to the beach from my house. So one of the main things I do, because I love salt water and I believe in the power of healing of salt water, so I go barefoot and walk on the beach. and
Nice.
that really, really grounds me and brings me back to my center. Um, or I just go barefoot in my garden, or basically anything to do with the earth, the ground itself. That really helps me. And the other thing that just came to me, because in these teachings of Native American, the other thing that really resonated with me was that they were saying, like, you're not on the journey of self-discovery, you're not exploring yourself, you are remembering who you are.
Yes.
And that was also another aha moment. Oh wow, yeah, this is who I really am, and I'm just remembering. And even I was going back to my childhood, remembering that this is who I was as a child, and now I'm going back to it. So this grounding practices really reminds me of how I can be centered, who I am, and like, this too shall pass, and everything is okay.
Beautiful, very profound. I know that you've gone through all kinds of trainings and explorations, and you're very spiritual as well as intellectual and practical. So I know you're a very well-rounded person. But I'm even more curious: has there been an individual or person who has been perhaps the most influential in your life?
When it comes to this question, it's always you think of few people. So, of course, I've had great teachers that really changed my life one way or another. And the minute you say that, the first person comes to me is my father.
Ah,
Um, I believe that he has had the deepest influence in the most positive way, I would say, on me on all levels. Like, I think whoever I am and who I became, and so many gifts from him. I'm really, really blessed. God bless his soul. He left us 7 years ago. But it's
Mm.
just like he's ever present in my life, and the influences keeps on giving. Yeah.
Well, I can relate to that one.
Mm, yeah.
having influential fathers.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful gift. It starts when we're very young, and from that standpoint, I know you said you left Iran when you were 9, and you've traveled internationally, and as has been highlighted many times, you've done a lot of different, very diverse training in the doing and the
Mm,
being.
yeah.
So with
yeah.
all of that in your basket, I don't know if it would be for your 9 and under self or over 9, but do you have a little bit of wisdom that you would give to yourself if you had the opportunity, your younger self?
My younger self. Yeah. Again, many things crosses my mind, and um, I think going with the flow was always part of my nature. And as as I grew up, and with the limitations of society and everything around that, I forgot that free nature that I had. So if it's and I was very, very intuitive from very young age. When I was almost 5, even I think younger than 5, I had a sleepover in my grandparents, and the house was an old structure. Like, uh, to go to the bathroom, I had to go to leave the room, go to the garden, and it was an outdoor
Yes.
bathroom you had, and I had to pass through the garden. So on that age, in middle of the night, I woke up and I went, and I was going very tightly next to the wall, although it was a huge garden. And I was not leaving the wall. I was just going through the wall, and going next to the wall. Sorry. And so I went and I came back, and then my mom had seen it. She said, "Why were you walking by the wall?" And I said, "Because I don't know, it's dangerous to walk in that garden." So my mom, I think she thought I had a dream or some, I don't know, hallucination, God knows what. And so in the morning, we woke up and the entire garden had gone down. It was a huge hole. So I think it was a plumbing problem. I don't know what that was, but the only place that was had stayed intact was that line by the wall.
Wow.
And and I remember that so vividly. And I remember also my mom said, "That's why you were walking by the wall." Like it just clicked for her. So my intuition was really, really strong from back then. And at one point, I stopped listening to it. I stopped using it. So if it's one and only one wisdom I will share with my younger self is trust your intuition.
Trust
You
your
got this.
intuition.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Wow. Wow. What was that like in the
Yeah.
morning looking out at the garden? Oh my,
For me, it was like, huh, I knew it. Of course. At that age, I didn't
yeah.
think of it deeply, but it's like, yeah, of course. I was very, it was very scary to look at that big hole, but like, yeah, of course. There was something that came to me like, yeah, I knew about it. So, yeah.
yeah. The magic of our intuition, if only we would trust it. And life tells us to shut it down, right?
Yeah.
Ugh. But bravo to the child within you. If we could just
Yeah.
bring the child out again within us, that fun, that innocence,
Yeah.
that intuition. Wow. Great,
Yeah. We
great,
have the wisdom. We all do. Yeah.
great, great tip.
And now we're remembering.
We are remembering. We are all remembering. There you go.
All
That's
remembering.
it.
You know,
Always.
we usually end with the tidbit of wisdom, but there is a little one that's just been kind of like nagging at me to ask you because I know you're an avid reader. Has there been a book that has left a real, a really nice impact on you that you've possibly read?
Very difficult to pick one.
I know.
I'm dying. It's not fair to pick one.
All right, maybe the most recent and what was your
No, but the one really, if you tell me the first one that will always come to me is the book Siddhartha by Hermann Hesse.
Oh my
Yes.
God, of course.
It's like it was eye-opening because it's about self-realization through living the life, not through learning it from someone or teaching. It's just go live it and be just like a normal human being and experience it. So that had a profound impact on me when I read it. It's beautiful.
See,
Yeah.
This is why we're soul sisters. Look at that.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my copy straight ahead of me on the bookshelf. Bravo.
Yeah.
Bravo. Yep.
Love it.
Thanks for sharing that. Hey, thanks for being here.
I can let you release some of that pain if there's another one you'd like to share.
No pressure.
I just don't want you. We don't want our guests to be uncomfortable. So if it was
no, you don't.
challenging.
The other favorite I have. Oh, I forgot the name of the author, but it's called The Year of Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know why I forgot the name of the author. I feel so bad. Shanonda Rhimes. She's the writer of Grey's Anatomy and some other great TV series. And this is about Year of Yes, the year she decided to say yes to everything. And that really, really, maybe I read it at the right time. It was amazing for me. I remember I started the Year of Yes and years of yes, and my life has been fantastic since then. Huge shift. That's a good one.
I love that you shared that. I kind of jokingly have thought about. I'm a little more tentative about things, But my husband and daughter in particular, my son, he's good at saying yes, but I always had said that they were not bench warmers. They love to be out there playing and
Yeah.
experiencing. And I was a little more tentative, like, let me think about that first. And then most of the time I do say yes, but they're like, yes. And
Yes.
a lot of great things come, if we don't pass
Lot
those
of great things.
opportunities. I'm glad you
Lot of
mentioned
great
that one.
things. Yes. Yes, a lot of great things comes. Yeah, especially when you want to say no. It's about saying yes when you want to say no.
Yeah, that's true.
That's awesome. Fatima, I'm so thrilled that you said yes and came on our little podcast. It's a delight to see you, to be in your presence. I hope you come back again. And just wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate this. This was lovely. I don't know how the time passed.
I know.
Beautiful.
Well, even though we, usually leave with that kernel of wisdom, you've sprinkled many of them throughout about the different distinction between being and doing right off the bat.
Off the bat.
The wholeness isn't about perfection. It's about the pieces of things, being daughters and sons of the mother of life, remembering who we are and go with the flow and trust your intuition. That's quite a nice little signature of wisdom that you've left us with. So again, Fatima, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate this. This was lovely. Thank you.
Yes. Thanks again, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye. Hopefully, bye.